All right, here we go. So I'm going to be playing the WCS qualifiers, and I know y'all haven't heard my voice in a minute, but I decided to make a video and commentate this one. So I'm going to start off with Fiendsmith Engraver, and my opponent activates Parelia. Parelia is the one that allows you to draw whenever somebody summons from the hand. I'm not going to be summoning from the hand, but one time with this hand here. Everything else comes from the graveyard. Fable Lurie goes to the graveyard and then it summons from there. So that avoids it. Magician Souls, it will summon from the hand unless you do the second effect, which summons the Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going Fiendsmith Requiem right here. That's going to give me the Lacrima. And then we're going to go just like that into Necroequip. Now here I made kind of not necessarily a misplay, but I went to send the Dark Magician or the Magician Souls and the Dark Magician to the grave, trying to get the Necroequip's second effect to activate, but it's an if effect and it misses because there's a second effect on Magician Souls. So I didn't get the free draw, but we're going to go in Wave King Caesar right here. And then we're going to normal summon the Primite. That's the one draw that he gets right there. And I kind of just wanted to get this online so I have a back row negate to go with the negates that I already have. So we're going to summon out one more Dark Magician. And then we are going to go Secrets of Dark Magic right here to use one of the other Dark Magicians plus the Primite to go into Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Now I could have went Dragoon right there, or I could have went into Erratic Seals. I just thought Dragoon having a basically third negate would be perfect. I got two special summon negates off of Wave King Caesar, an Omni negate with Dragoon, and then the on-field negate with Drill Beam. And my opponent is going to activate Forbidden Droplet, and he's going to dodge my negates that I put together there. So he dodged the Drill Beam negate. He also was able to avoid and handle the other two negates that I have on the field, which is completely fine by me. But my opponent is completely underestimating my ability to read. So I'm just going to jump Requiem off the field just to get a low attack monster off the field and into the graveyard. And then I'm just going to let him play. Now I can interrupt. I definitely can make interruptions. Now the only thing I can do at this current moment is activate Wave King Caesar, which is negated, and activate Dragoon, which is negated. But I do want to point something out right here. So I'm going to pause it right here. If you read this card right here, it says Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, which means this card is unaffected. But does that mean that my opponent's going to be smart enough to just attack and call it a day? Or is he going to continue to make plays like a dumbass and not necessarily read my graveyard? Because I'm pretty sure he thinks that he's dealt with my board. I am pretty sure he thinks that he's dealt with Wave King Caesar, which means I can't negate with that. He's dealt with Dark Dragoon, which means I can't do anything with that. And Dark Magician is a normal monster, of course, and this card does absolutely nada. But did he read the graveyard to find out that I have Fiendsmith in Paradise in my grave? Let's see. So he's going to draw this fusion monster, and this is where he fucks up. So he's going to shuffle or send that monster to the grave, activate this fusion. He's going to use the unaffected monster on his field, and then other Ancient Gear monsters to go into Ancient Chaos. This card right here, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Now this card right here says Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it. Does this card mention Ancient Gear Golem? Let's read it. 4 Ancient Gear monsters unaffected by spell and trap effects. Oh, so that means Fiendsmith in Paradise can't interrupt it, right? Because it's unaffected. Nah, because This card sends a monster to the graveyard. This card is not, it doesn't say anything about monster effects. So, of course, Fiendsmith in Paradise is going to be what is his ultimate downfall. And he thought can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And then if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage to your opponent. He thought he was going to be able to just absolutely attack and crush me. But he's too dumb and wanted to go for game, got a little too eager. He should have just attacked, called it a day with that ancient gear monster that he had. My bet would have been attacking Dragoon, calling it a day, but let's see how this plays out. So I activate Fiendsmith in Paradise right here, send Desiree, and just like that, boom, his big boss monster is off the field. My cards go right back, their effects are back, and then guess what? I draw into my Mahad, which means I get another body, and guess what comes back in the standby phase? My Primite, which means boom, Ether Barrel goes onto the field, sets a Drill Beam, other Drill Beam comes right back to the field. Now I got double Drill Beam live, which I don't even need it. I could have ended my turn and just called it a day and cooked him, but nah. And it's a GG's. Alright, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.